There's a little bit of background sound. I don't know what that's from.
It might be my air conditioning.
Oh, maybe.
Probably not if you be pure silent.
I'm Dr. Kella Price with the United States of America pageants, and I'm so excited to see Miss Erika Bergman, our United States of America Miss Arizona 2020, on the podcast today. Thanks for joining us, Erika.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
I'm really excited to see how you've been doing since the quarantine.
Yeah, I'm so excited. If cutting my hair wasn't showing enough.
You cut quite a bit off. How much hair did you decide to remove at the start of the quarantine?
Ooh, let's see. My hair was originally at 22 inches, and then I cut it right above the ear.
Wow. That's a big change.
Heck yeah, it was. And especially since it's so hot here in Arizona, I believe it's like 113 degrees today. Just wanted to get it all off my neck, make sure that I had it nice and cool for the summer.
That's great. Certainly makes it easier to maintain when you're laying out by the pool or going for nature walks or doing your exercise, right?
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Tell our audience a little bit about your background. What are you going to school for?
So I'm currently going to school right now to be a surgical assistant in plastic surgery. I am from Arizona, born and raised. I'm 21 years old, and just a little bit about me. I am a big animal lover. I have 7 dogs at home.
That's a lot of dogs.
It is. It's definitely a full house. And we just actually got a puppy at the beginning of May. So we keep adding, definitely. And yeah, just love being able to spend time with animals. I love the fitness world. I actually have my certification to be a personal trainer. And something else about me is I was a dancer for 17 years.
Wow. So what have you been doing to stay active with your pets and your love of fitness since the quarantine?
I definitely try to walk my dogs almost every day. I walk them all separate, so that's definitely a bunch of walks early in the morning. However, one thing that I do like to do is I like to do some at-home workouts in the backyard. Actually, on the social media week, I was thinking about showing 1 or 2 workouts that I like to do at home.
That would be great. I bet the audience would love to see those.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
I definitely to make some time for that one this week.
I would love to know how you got interested in pageantry.
I actually got invested into pageants when I was 9 years old. I got an email from a pageant saying that I was recommended to be in this state pageant. I had to go and interview for it. interviewed, got the opportunity to compete in the state pageant, and fell in love there. I was a really shy, quiet kid, and I definitely think that being able to do that first pageant, I made so many friends. I got to do so many cool things. I loved it so much. I kept coming back. And then eventually I found the United States of America's pageant because of the 2019-2020 Mrs. Danielle Fisher. I saw how she really enjoyed it, and I wanted to give it a try.
That's great. For someone who has never been exposed to pageants, they might not realize that pageantry is truly a sport. What are some things that you personally do to get ready for pageant competition?
One thing is definitely just going in with a mindset of I am who I am and I can't change that. The only thing I can do is show everybody who I am and why I want to be, because it's basically, in my opinion, it's a job title. You have a job for a whole year of making a difference, and going in with that type of mindset of I am who I am. And you know, our national director Tanis actually said right before we went on stage, yes, you are competing in front of these 5 people to judge you. However, every day is different. What if one day they wanted an apple and the next day they were feeling a strawberry? You know, it's very, very different. So just going into that mindset of, you know, I love myself and I'm proud of myself, and I'm going out there to just show how confident I am in myself. So definitely mentally preparing is one really big thing.
That's great advice. I love that in our pageantry system, we have girls from all different backgrounds with all different personalities, and everyone is successful in their own way and they're allowed to have their personality shine. And the interview is a great place to really showcase your personality and what you're all about. And that does involve some mental preparation for sure. I'm sure in addition to talking to yourself and doing the mental positive affirmations, practicing for the interview and preparing yourself for those conversations not only helps you score well in interview, which is 50%, but it helps prepare you for life, because how many times do you have to stand up in front of people and introduce yourself or share ideas at a party or an event, especially if you're helping with a philanthropy of sorts or even doing job interviews.
Exactly. I think that's one thing that pageants have definitely given me and I've taken into the real world, is being able to sit there and talk in front of hundreds of people and not feel afraid and feel confident, be able to speak my mind powerfully.
So in your experience, what has been one of the best things to come from your pageant experience with the United States of America pageants?
Definitely the sisterhood. I think that one really amazing thing is you are surrounded by women that are all accomplished in their own ways, and you're surrounded by so many inspiring women. And the really amazing thing about pageants, and especially the United States of America's pageant, is they're all there to inspire. They're all there to uplift you. That's their whole motto. And I definitely at nationals met some amazing women who still to this day inspire me, or just like our sister queen, the Mrs. Arizona, Jennifer Ruddle. She is so inspiring and she's so amazing to just sit there and talk to. And you have that support system, those women that want you to do well just as much as they want to do well.
For sure. This pageantry system allows you to not only grow in your own self-confidence and your own self-worth and make an impact in the community, but lift others up at the same time, because there is enough room for everyone at the top, right? We can help support each other and grow together and celebrate each other's successes. and someone else's success isn't going to minimize what we're doing on our platform. Speaking of which, what is your platform and why is it important to you?
My platform is all about heart health. My mom is very, very used to a heart health life. She actually just recently had a pacemaker put in, and she's gotten her fair share of stents. And one thing I do remember when she would be going into all her surgeries is her doctors kept telling us, it's all about a heart healthy life, all about heart healthy life. And then they would actually look at me and say, you're never too young to start making healthy habits and start really focusing on your heart health. And I took that and I ran with it. And I was like, well, I didn't know that. And I doubt kids in high school, I doubt young adults know that as well. And, you'll always hear the saying, healthy habits start young. And so I wanted to go to schools and I wanted to talk to young adults and reach that younger generation and really speak to them about how they make a difference every single day by just choosing a healthier lifestyle or working out or not being so stressed, because I know, especially as being a young adult, it can get pretty stressful.
Those are some great tips. And I think heart health is important because it impacts all of us. Cardiovascular disease is like one of the #1 killers in America. And the sad thing about it is a lot of it is preventable through that healthy lifestyle habits that you talked about, reducing your stress, exercising, eating good, nutritious foods. And those are all things that we can help promote in our families and in our communities for healthier communities.
Exactly. I think that's one thing that we kind of wait until we have our problems to start fixing them. And I think it's really important to start learning that we should start fixing our problems before our problems even come up and arise.
So in terms of this platform of heart health, what can others do to support that platform?
Just bringing awareness to it and being really aware. One thing that I love to do, and I know my family loves to do, is we love to be able to make a heart healthy meal once a day, whether that's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. One example is we love getting into those fruits and veggies, just making a whole meal at dinner time, really cutting up, getting our fair share of every single color of the color wheel and getting all those vegetables in.
You can never get too many vegetables and a wide variety. I think most people in America don't eat enough veggies. I had spinach and asparagus with my eggs today, so I have one of my servings checked off right out of the gate for sure. And it is a great way to feel better about yourself when you start eating better foods.
Exactly. Feel better. And nowadays we have so many new ideas with people with new fruits and vegetables. You get like your cauliflower crust pizzas, you have your spinach spaghetti. There's so many cool ways to add vegetables now. We're just at the peak of it.
And this is a great time of year in the summer when there's a lot of fresh produce available to get things that are in season that taste amazing. I just finished up my smoothie and I had in there watermelon and fresh mint from my garden combined with my protein powder, and can stick some spinach and some things in there to make a really tasty, refreshing, and good for you treat instead of like a milkshake. And I enjoy those all summer long by the pool, blended up smoothies like that with fruits and veggies and protein powder for sure.
Sounds so good. That sounds so good.
I've been on a watermelon mint kick lately. Watermelon, so we have watermelon in the fridge all the time, and I just chop it up into cubes and throw it in the drinks, and it's like kind of like a watermelon mojito. And if you use the protein powder, and you can even put in like coconut or almond milk, makes it a little bit creamier, and it's a great outdoor treat. Super refreshing. And it's a great way to use some of that fresh watermelon. Really.
That sounds so good.
What are some charities you've been involved in supporting with the United States of America Arizona pageant?
Well, the biggest one has been the American Heart Association. I actually got the opportunity to volunteer with them a couple of times so far, and we're hoping to do another virtual walk for Phoenix, unfortunately, because COVID did take over our one walk in March. But I've also got the opportunity to work with charities like Feed My Starving Children, which is so much fun. And there is this new one in Arizona where they go out and they give water to people who are homeless or on the streets, especially nowadays because it is like 113 degrees, like I said. And I actually am going to be doing that Sunday.
Great. There's so many worthwhile causes in the community that we can get out and support. The virtual walk, has the date for that been set yet?
I don't think it has, but I know that they are thinking mid-July.
You'll have to keep us posted on the Facebook page if anyone wants to join you and walk virtually. That would be a fun charity and a great way to get out with families and encourage good heart health.
Exactly.
Especially at this time in America right now, with everything going on with quarantine and unrest, it's such a stressful time. How have you personally reduced your stress and stay connected with your community?
One thing is I've definitely taken up different hobbies. I've tried new things. I go fishing a lot. My boyfriend and I love to go fishing. That's been a big stress reliever. And just taking up things to go outdoors. Right now it's a little too hot, but in the mornings and the afternoons, you still get that nice little bit of a cooler temperature. However, I definitely recommend some way of getting active. I think we release a lot of endorphins when we are doing something a little bit more active, and just being able to release those and start feeling a little bit better. I know I work in a gym, and a lot of people that were coming back from quarantine said that it felt so good to get back into the gym, felt so good to get those endorphins and start working out and start working on themselves. And I think quarantine has been a little crazy, especially since none of us have ever experienced anything like this, but just taking up something new and doing something different every single day.
I love that suggestion. This is a great time for self-exploration and trying new things, fishing, or just taking time for yourself. I've been doing a lot of adult coloring books because it's easy to take for a few minutes and go outside on the porch in the shade and enjoy the sunshine and nature, and just let the creative juices flow, trying new recipes with my kids, doing things that maybe we hadn't thought about doing before, things that you've always wanted to try. Now that you have some free time, if things have been canceled or plans have been canceled, giving this opportunity to do things that were on your bucket list, right?
Exactly.
And go ahead.
You go.
And as a fitness and nutrition coach, I was going to say I totally resonate with the happy endorphins of exercise, because I always feel better after a workout. Even if I start my workout and I put it off because I'm tired or I'm having a bad day or I didn't sleep well, even if it's not my best workout, I always feel better than when I started. And I have better energy the rest of the day, the happy endorphins. And if you're in a nice place like Arizona and you can get outside, getting that vitamin D and sunshine can be like an immediate mood booster for sure, especially for people that have anxiety and depression.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the outdoors does bring like some comfort to that. And you know what they say, you never regret a workout after you do it.
For sure. Now, you as a young person just turning 21, I was really impressed when I met you because you're the youngest of a big family. And
Yes.
your parents are a little bit older and have had some health problems this last year, and you're like the primary caregiver for two aging parents. And that's a lot of pressure for a young person. Um, as we have parents or family relying on us like that, how do you relieve stress or um, rejuvenate yourself to be able to take care of others as a caregiver?
I definitely think it's really important to take some time for yourself. As you know, sometimes I felt really selfish to be like, okay, well, I'll leave you guys here for 10 minutes. I'll be right back. You know, taking your time and really like, I used to take a lot of baths. That's what I do. I take a ton of baths and just sit in there, watch a movie, get a nice bath on, put a face mask on, anything I can do to just take those couple of minutes and really like self-care on myself. And then I usually feel very refreshed after that. If that's not enough, just kind of taking a couple of minutes, going to the coffee shop, getting my favorite coffee, just doing something for myself in that moment where I do feel really overwhelmed.
Those are great recommendations. I know I love getting a bath and watching the movie and doing the mask and giving myself a manicure. And that
Yes.
can be super rejuvenating for me, especially if you have your favorite beverage like a coffee or something. It's really a nice way to do something for yourself, and it doesn't have to be super long to give you that energy or that refreshing um, boost that you need to return to your other duties, return to reality, if you will.
Exactly. And you know, you just need that one thing that, you know, makes you feel really, really good, and you do it for yourself, and you don't really think of it as selfish. You just think of it as, I'm doing this for myself because I need to take care of myself too.
That's a great point. Now, as a queen, what is a beauty tip that you could share with others?
One thing that I definitely recommend, especially being from Arizona and the harsh sun, is putting on sunscreen every morning. Even if you don't plan on being in the sun, one big thing is a lot of us don't really realize, okay, well, we're just going to run to the car real quick. Like, we'll be out of the sun. When the sun still comes through windows, you know, it's a great anti-ager. So sunscreen is definitely number one. And then another very fun beauty trick is I love being able to sit at home, take off all my makeup, and just kind of sit there and kind of massage my face. I have one of those quartz rollers, and I love just kind of like taking it and rubbing in my moisturizer at night.
Oh, that's a great idea. I have some soft massage balls, but I've not thought about using them when I'm applying moisturizer. And definitely the sunscreen is super important no matter where you live, because even if it's cloudy out, you can get sun through the clouds. Or if you're going to be in a shaded area like on a porch and you think, well, I'm not laying out by the pool, I'm under the shade in the pavilion, the sun is still going to hit the ground and reflect back. And so you're still going to get some sun. So really getting that sunscreen in with the zinc oxide is really important to help block that. I know last time I went to the medical spa that I found that I had sun damage all around the edge of my hairline because I am religious about sunscreen. I'm a little bit vain. I take pride in my lack of wrinkles in my face, and I've taken very good care of my skin. And I put on sunscreen, but I wasn't putting it, you know, sometimes you don't want to get it in your hair. And so I actually gave myself some sun damage around the hairline. So you want to make sure you rub it all the way into the hairline. Interestingly, most of the damage was on this side of my face because when you're driving, the sun is coming in through the side window, which is another
Mm-hmm.
thing you don't think about. Additionally, like your hands, as I'm getting older, this is the first place that people generally show their age is on their décolleté, on their chest, because they don't put the sunscreen on their neck and their chest in the morning, but also on your hands. And so I've been really diligent about putting the sunscreen on your hands. And with coronavirus, washing your hands so many times, you kind of have to reapply that sunscreen throughout the day because you're washing it off.
Exactly. Exactly. I know. I think that's the one thing that, my friends are like, what are you putting on? And I'm like, sunscreen. And they're like, you don't need to put sunscreen on. You're staying in the house. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Like, you need the sunscreen. Like, you're going to save yourself years to come. Just wait.
And once you get the wrinkles, that's one thing. We can put on makeup and things, but the wrinkles will definitely show age, and we want to keep our beauty for a long, long time, right?
Exactly.
Now, for someone who is considering competing in next year's United States of America Arizona pageant, what encouragement or advice could you give them?
I would say going in and just really thinking of it as having fun. I know that's what I did at the state pageant. I think this last state pageant was probably the funnest I've ever had at one of the pageants. Like, I would come home, I was smiling, and like my parents would ask how it was, and I was like, it was great. I had fun. I was dancing. We had fun at rehearsals. We were laughing. There was never a time where I was like, I'm not having fun. I feel like I'm putting myself through something that's not so fun. I'm stressed out. And I think that if I could give anybody any piece of advice, it would be to just really go in there and really just have fun, because when you step on that stage, it shows that you're having fun. It shows that you're enjoying yourself up there, and you can never walk away from something and be like, I didn't have fun, if you just always kept that mentality.
That's a great piece of advice, and thank you for that positive feedback, because I really tried to create an experience of a good sisterhood that was a fun, amazing experience, and something that was memorable and that everyone felt supported and encouraged throughout the whole process. And I'm so happy to hear that all of the girls had such a great time. So what's next for you, Erika? What does the future hold? Are there any big goals you're chasing after?
There is a couple of big goals that I'm chasing. Actually, in August, we're moving to Texas.
Ooh.
So that's super exciting. However, I will be coming back every so often. But one big goal right now is just to finish school. But we're hopefully going to come back and compete in a different division, if you know what I'm saying.
I like that idea for sure. And that's a great thing about the United States of America pageants, is that we have 4 different divisions. We have our teen division for our high school age, 13 to 17. Then we have our Miss division up to age 28, unmarried girls. And then we have our Ms. division, the 29 plus. And our Mrs. division, 18 plus and married. So we really do have a division for all stages of life to allow women to showcase their personality, to grow their skill sets, to give back to the community and uplift one another and have an amazing experience no matter where they are in their life. We had ladies at the national pageant that were close to 60 years old competing in the misses. There's not an age limit. It's not about necessarily an age. There's not a specific body type or ethnicity or personality. No matter where you are, there is a place for you on our stage and in our sisterhood for sure. Let's end.
Sorry. But I think that was one of the best parts of the system, especially during nationals. You get to meet so many amazing girls. However, you're always around one of the state one of your like same state title holders. Like I had a lot of rehearsals with Jennifer Drews, or like I sat on the bus with Anaya, and it was super fun to just be able to connect with my sisters in different divisions and being able to meet their friends, and they met ours, and it was super fun. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I loved this pageant, was you never felt like you were alone. You always had someone.
That's great. Let's end on a positive note. What's your favorite motivational quote or piece of encouragement that you can give our listeners?
One of my favorite quotes, I have it right here. Let me pull it up. But I definitely think it speaks to right now and what we're all kind of going through nationally. And it is a quote by Martin Luther King Jr. And it says, "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." And one thing that I choose every single day when I wake up is to love, and to choose love every single time, even when, you know, you have to bite your tongue and choose love. But I think right now it's very important for us to really kind of just set aside our ego and set aside our pride, and really just continue to remember we're all humans, we're all in this together, we're all on earth together, and just to continue to choose love.
I love that positive message. Thank you so much, Erika, for joining me today. It was a pleasure seeing you again, and I'm looking forward to doing more events as we continue our year and the quarantine process slowly allows us to do more face-to-face opportunities to get involved with our community.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited for the rest of our year.
For those of you watching or listening, if you're interested in finding out more about the pageant, please visit our website, www.usoamисsarizona.com. You can apply for a local title or find more about our pageant and our sponsorship opportunities there. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming, Erika.
Thank you. Bye.